Thiruvan Saranai to all. We will start our meditation at 7 within 5 minutes.
Anyone else? One more candle. You can sit down. Okay, before we start our chanting, as you can see, there's a plate over here, so with the candle. So you know what does it mean, right? We have the opportunity to wish well-being and express our loving kindness. And today we have a very special person to do that. And today is exactly the birthday of our own Bhante Kamalasiri. Yeah. He was so lucky, his birthday falls on today. So it's a great opportunity for all of us to wish him his continuous growth in his service and in his practice. So this is a great time. So we really want to appreciate, Bhante's contribution to our community, our center, and so his gentleness and kindness and compassion has brought so much warmth to our community, to our children and everyone. So we are truly grateful, Bhante. We are grateful to your teachers, your masters, and your parents, and we think about all of them, and we wish them also good health. So, so today we will chant for him, right, Bhante? So.
You have to be silent. We are chanting.
Today you are at the receiving end. Yes. Okay, we will chant for Bhante. Vision may Bhante Kamala Siri receive the blessings of the great compassion of the Buddha and the Dhamma and the Sangha. And by the power of these blessings and by the power of the loving kindness that we are radiating towards him, may he be blessed with good health and continuous growth in his skills to help and serve many others. And may he also continue to progress in his own spiritual practice. With these thoughts, we will chant for him. Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakkantu sabba devata sabba buddhanubhavena sada sutti bhavantu te Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakkantu sabba devata sabba dhammanubhavena sada sutti bhavantu te Bhavatu sabba mangalang rakkantu sabba devata sabba sanghanubhavena sada sutti bhavantu te. So, for the monks who have different practice, you can actually come to him and practice their condition happy birthday. One by one. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you everyone. Thank you so much for your blessings and kindness. Happy birthday. Thank you. Thank you. So let's sit down. Sadhu. 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 Before we start our meditation, let us do our regular chanting. Please turn to page number 5 of our chanting book. Salutation to the Buddha. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Samma Sambuddhassa.
The three refuges.
Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami. Dutiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami. Tatiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchami.
Next page. 5 precepts.
Panatipata Vemani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Adinādana Vemani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Kamesu Micchācara Vemani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Musāvāda Vemani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. Surameraya Majja Pamadantana Vemani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami.
The opposite page. Affirmative vows based on 5 precepts. Being aware of the suffering caused by the destruction of life, I vow to cultivate compassion and learn ways to protect the lives of all living beings. Being aware of the suffering caused by exploitation, stealing, and oppression, I vow to respect my communities and to practice generosity by sharing my time, energy, and material resources with those who are in real need. Being aware of the suffering caused by sexual misconduct, I vow to respect my commitments and those of others, and determine not to engage in relations without love and long-term commitment. Being aware that words can create suffering, I vow to learn to speak truthfully and develop peaceful, kind, and meaningful speech. Being aware of the suffering that an intoxicated and agitated mind can produce, I vow to develop mindfulness and heedfulness. Next page. Homage to the Buddha.
Itipiso bhagavā arahang samma sambuddho Vidyācarana sampanno sugato lokavidu Anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati Sattva deva manussanam buddho bhagavati.
Homage to the Dhamma.
Swakkato bhagavata dhammo sambittiko akaliko ehi passiko openaiko pancattam veditambo vinyuhiti.
Homage to the Sangha.
Supatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Ujupatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Nyayapatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Samiti patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Yadidam chattari purisa yugani Ante purisa punggala Esa bhagavato savaka sangho Ahuniyo Pahuniyo Dakiniyo Anjali Karaniyo Anuntaram Punyak Ketam Lokassati. Sadhu, sadhu.
Next page. Offerings. Offering of light.
Ganesaram pedittena Dipena tamadangsina Iloka dipang sambuddhang Pujayami tamunudang.
Offering of incense.
Gandha sambhara yuttena Dhupena sugandhina Pujaye pujaniyam tam Puja bhajana muttamam.
Offering of flowers.
Vanne gandhe gunopetam Etam kusuma santatim Pujayami munim dasanse Siripada saroruhe Pujayami buddham kusumena nena Punyena metena labhami mokkam Uppang milayati yatha idam me Ayo tatayati vinasa bhavam.
Offering of water.
Adivasetu no bhante Paniyang parikappitam Anukampam upadaya Patigam hatu uttama.
Offering of drinks.
Adivasetu no bhante Gilana pancayang imang Anukampang upadaya Patigam hatu uttama.
Worship of shrines.
Vandami Panichetiang Sambang Sambetani Supatititang Saririka Dhatu Mahabodhing Buddha Rupang Sakalang Sada Sadhu Sadhu.
Next page. Wish of well-being.
Inche Machan Namaste Mano Rate Nante Yang Punyami Sandang Wipulang Alantang Tansanu Atanterayo
Reflections on the teaching of the Buddha in English.
Mind is the forerunner of all experiences. Mind is chief. Mind made Adi. If one speaks or acts with an impure mind, suffering follows like the milk that follows the foot of the ox. Mind is the forerunner of all experiences. Mind is chief. Mind made Adi. If one speaks or acts with a pure mind, happiness follows like one's shadow that never leaves. Generosity, kind words, benevolent actions towards others, and equanimity towards all beings and all things. These bonds of sympathy function in the world like a linchpin in a moving car. One by one, little by little, moment by moment, wise people should remove their impurities as they sink into the depths of zero. For one who mindfully develops boundless loving kindness, mental defilements are weakened and the freedom from pain is seen. All conditioned things are impermanent. When one sees with this wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. All conditioned things are unsatisfactory. When one sees with this wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. All things are not self. When one sees with this wisdom, one turns away from suffering. This is the path to purification. Excellent, excellent, excellent. We will start our practice. Today, we are all here to engage in this wholesome practice. I deeply appreciate your effort, your dedication to come here. And this is really what we call the virya, the effort you are practicing, because it requires quite a bit of effort and dedication to come out from home today. So I really appreciate your presence and your effort. So let us make an effort today to engage in this wholesome practice and rejoice that we have got an opportunity to look into our own mind and gradually train our mind and gradually cultivate the whole wholesomeness and mindfulness. This is one of the best things that we can do in our life. Grow in this wholesomeness and grow in this mindfulness and wisdom. So whatever practice we are doing now is going to benefit so many other people, so many other beings. Just remind that to yourself. It will give you more encouragement to commit to this practice, because with our training, with our practice, we will benefit so many beings around us. So with that reminder, let us make a determination that I will engage in this meditation wholeheartedly. I will make use of this guidance, this gathering, this space, and I will engage in a committed practice. Make that determination now. With that, let us listen to the sound of the bell and to the chant, and gather our attention to this moment and settle ourselves in this moment. Let us settle in this moment. Let us be with our body. Let us feel our body wherever we feel touch sensation. Anywhere in the body where we have pressed muscles against the weight of the body, or any place we feel some warmth, or any place we feel our own clothes, and just feel them and let us be in the body. With this awareness of the body, we will allow this body to further relax. This is a good time to allow this body to fully relax. Throughout the day, we have been giving pressure and strains to our body. Now, this is a good time to allow all the muscles and everything in our body to open up, release, and be relaxed. Take a gentle, slow, long breath, gently allowing more air to come to your lungs, lengthening your in-breath slowly and releasing that air gently, slowly, little by little, while relaxing the whole body. Take such another breath, slowly allowing more air to come to lungs and releasing while relaxing the chest, the belly. Again, taking another slow, long breath. And releasing the air, relaxing, loosening all the muscles in the body. With this relaxed body, we will now gently bring our whole attention to our mind. We will simply notice whatever the status in the mind right now, whether it is calm or still settling, whether this is still running. Just notice whatever the status and just observe whatever thoughts or memories that are surfacing in the mind right now. We will learn to observe them without developing any further. Simply notice the occurrence of these thoughts, one after the other. Let us now try to direct our whole mental energy into one direction. Instead of these random thoughts occurring one after the other, we will now purposely guide our mind to come into a wholesome state. Loving kindness. We will generate loving kindness thoughts and gradually bring our mind to a wholesome state. A great place to be. Loving kindness. Loving kindness is the inner capacity we all have. It is the willingness for everyone to be well. It is the goodwill or genuine wish of well-being. We will allow this loving kindness to come to the surface of the mind right now. Let us open our heart and develop deep sense of acceptance and allow this loving kindness to surface, to manifest. Let us open our heart just like when we see a little baby. When we are attending to a little baby, open your heart just like that. A genuine wish of well-being, readiness to care, compassion. Let us open our mind just like that. Or whenever you are petting a puppy or kitten, let us experience the spark of loving kindness, and then gradually enhance or cultivate this wholesome quality. We will cultivate this loving kindness by making good wishes again and again to everyone, including ourselves. Let us direct this loving kindness to ourselves, to this living being sitting here. Feel your presence here and look at yourself as one of the living beings in this world. And let us wholeheartedly wish this living being may this person sitting here be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. Let us be generous to ourselves. Let us be forgiving and kind to ourselves. Let us wish all good wishes to this person. If you have any concern these days, make a specific wish for yourself. Wishing more strength and courage, or wishing more support and understanding. Just make a good wish to yourself. Let us now take a moment to direct this loving kindness to our body. This body which has been helping us for many, many years. All the organs and all the systems of this body have been helping us day and night. With deep appreciation to our heart, our lungs, and all other organs and systems, let us direct this genuine loving kindness wish to this whole body. And repeat these wishes in your mind. May these lungs, the whole respiratory system, be well, be healthy, be healed. May this heart, cardiac muscles, the whole cardiovascular system be well, be healthy, be healed. May this digestive system, all the organs throughout this digesting system, the stomach, liver, pancreas, intestine, colon, be well, be healthy, be healed. May these kidneys, the whole genitourinary system, be well, be healthy, be healed. May this nervous system, the central nervous system, the spinal cord, the brain stem, the middle brain, the frontal lobe, be well, be healthy, be healed. May this whole body, all the muscles throughout the body, all the veins throughout the body, and all these bones and all these joints throughout the body Be well. Be healthy. Be healed. Allow this loving kindness to reach each corner of this body, healing the whole body. Let us now expand this loving kindness beyond ourselves to everyone else, genuinely generating a willingness for all others to be well. Let us take a moment to think about different groups of people and genuinely wish them well-being. May all people who are connected to our life, may all the beloved people in our life, everyone in our family, our friends, may they all be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. Let us expand this wish beyond the people we know towards all other people. Let us wish everyone living in this surrounding area. May all people living in this whole surrounding area be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. Let's keep expanding this wish as wide as we can to include as many people as we can to our wish. May all people living in the direction of our front, in faraway places in this direction, may all of them be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. Let us now direct our loving kindness to our right. May all people, all beings living in the direction of our right, in faraway places in this direction, may they all be well, be safe, be healthy. May all people living in the direction of our back, all people living in faraway places in this direction, be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. May all people, all beings living in the direction of our left, may all of them living in this direction right now be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. Let us expand this wish beyond human beings to all other living beings, all other animals living everywhere, from large ones to tiny ones. May all of them be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. May all life forms, whatever living creatures living anywhere in this whole universe, each and every living organism in this entire universe, be well, be safe, be healthy, be peaceful. peace, peace. Maintain this unconditional, boundless loving kindness. This loving kindness has no barriers, no limits, embraced in all living beings with this wish. Boundless loving kindness. With that, let us now gently pay our attention to our breath in this peaceful, loving moment. We can feel the gentle flow of our breath. We will simply rest there with the full awareness of this sensation of the breath. We will deepen our peace and our calmness by simply keep paying attention to our breath. Mindfully breathe in, mindfully breathe out. This is all what is truly happening now, nothing else. Whatever comes to our mind is not necessarily real, but the breath we are experiencing now, it is real. Let us be with the breath. Rest with the breath for next few minutes. Dukkha patacce nidukkha bhayapattacce Nibbaya Sukampattache Nisuka Hontu Sabbipi Ani. May all those who are suffering be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. May all those who are grieving be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Gently come out of the meditation. Gently put your palms together and place them against your chest. Let us take a moment to deeply feel grateful for this opportunity to have peaceful meditation in our life. Deeply feel grateful to all great teachers, the enlightened masters, who passed these teachings from generation to generation. Feel grateful whoever helped your practice tonight, anyone who arranged this place for us, and any support we received. And even the support we receive from these non-living things, including this bell, the cushion, the chair, that is device that connected to you, the meditation from home. With deep gratitude, let us say sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay. Okay. I hope that you made a good effort. Okay, if you anyone willing to share or ask any question.
I have a question about replacing negative thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
And I was wondering, can you use out there to help you change your thought?
Help what? Can you?
Yeah, use out there, like TV or just nature
Yeah.
to help you change your thought.
Yes. Sometimes changing the place where you change the room.
Okay.
Yeah. Of course, and there are so many things that they'll decide, what kind of things we are thinking. And sometimes we have no choice, So in that case, we have to make an internal effort to change we cannot really change the thought, but we can change the theme. Yeah, attention, theme, maybe topic. So then automatically thoughts will change. So if we can, like change the room and change the place and move to a different place. Yes. Okay, for our sharing, I actually last week I shared with you my pilgrimage to India, and I did not cover all the places. Would you like to hear the other places? But I have a topic also that will help to include. So it was my first trip, as you know. Many thought that I have been to those places, but I did not. So now I'm so happy that I finally went. So I shared with you, I think two places I visited, like the place where he was born, and then the Bodh Gaya where he got enlightened. I think those are the two places I described, and then I will describe a few other places. So we actually, when we visit these places, we are revisiting the history that is like few thousands years old. So as I told you, all the sites that are related to the life of the Buddha are archaeological sites. They are preserved by the archaeological department, and you can't build anything. But the only place that is still an active temple is the place where he was enlightened, the Bodh Gaya. It is an active temple, but other places are archaeological sites. So then I went to a place where he gave his first sermon. It is so interesting, it is quite a distance from the place where he was, he got enlightened, and the place where he gave his first sermon. We had to drive quite a bit, by bus. So I was thinking, what a distance that Buddha has traveled, to give his first teaching. The reason that he wanted to travel. Do you know why he traveled that long to give his first teaching?
He was going to go meet with the ascetics.
Yeah, I think we discussed that. There were five friends, five colleagues that are around the ascetic Siddhartha. When he was practicing all the extreme forms of asceticism, penance, and fasting, torturing the body. There were five friends who was really impressed that he is serious and he will have some breakthrough. So they were around him and supporting him. And then when the ascetic Siddhartha, before becoming the Buddha, realized that all these ascetic extreme forms of asceticism is not really bringing him any insight or any transformation, he changed. He discovered what we call the middle path that we are following now, the middle path, the Noble Eightfold Path. And then he started to practice that. And then the five friends was very disappointed. They left him, and they have traveled about 100 miles. So you can think about the disappointment.
They don't want to
Stay even near.
even see them.
That's the right idea. So they went to place called what you call Varanasi. Varanasi, Saranath, actually, few miles away. So actually, that was also at that time a gathering place for sages, for ascetics. So there were a few, so they actually went to the other area where there were so many other ascetics. But after somehow, so Buddha was by himself, and so but he continued to follow the middle path and take care of the body and treat the body not as a burden, but as a tool to develop the mind, and then from there he achieved different levels of consciousness and ultimately attain the enlightenment. And after that, he really wanted to tell this, teach this. So out of gratitude, he wanted to first share his teachings with his former teachers, but all of them were passed away. And then the next group was these five ascetics. It's a very good example, sometimes, because when we have colleagues and friends and family members who have been helping a lot for us, But due to some disagreement or something, they may get angry with that. They will stop talking to us, and then we also stop talking to them. But being the Buddha, although they left him, but Buddha really wanted to share these teachings with them because they were really keen. And then, on the other hand, I was thinking maybe Buddha was a little bit strategic because he want to teach this first to people who will understand easily because they are already practicing rather than going into a business person and try to teach this. It will take so much of effort for him to convince them, right? So it is better to start with group of people who are already searching and looking.
And Bhante, on the way, actually, he met some people.
Oh, yes, Bandhu. Thank you for mentioning that. Actually, he met some people, and right, but he did not stop.
Mhm.
And actually, one person asked, who are you, right? Who are you, and what is your teaching? Um, but didn't have enough time. But to say that I'm Jina, right?
Mhm.
Jina, yeah. I'm the victor, yeah. And he just shook his head, didn't really accept, and then left. Yeah. Anyway, so Buddha traveled that far, and then so I went to that a place where he gave the first teaching. It's a archaeological site called Saranath, and so it was a nice stupa built there, and there were also many other um, uh, ruins of a monastery, because later it became a monastery, where monks live. So now most of the things we can see right now is a buildings that are built later, after that. But anyway, we went to that stupa, and then we sat around there, and I chanted the first sermon of the Buddha in that place. I was feeling so emotional because this is the place where Buddha, for the first time, opened his mouth and then taught this teaching. And the first sermon is a summary of the Four Noble Truths. That's the first sermon, called the turning of the Dhamma wheel, right? The turning of the Dhamma wheel, Dhamma Chakra. So I chanted that, the discourse there, and others were listening. And then we also did a meditation. It's early morning. We went there early morning. It was quite cold because it's for North India. It's still winter, right? Yeah, no snow, but quite cold. But it was a nice, it was a lot of mist and a lot of fog, but it was really nice experience for me. So and that is the place where I gave the first sermon. And then later, then we had to travel many more miles, about a few hours drive. We went to Sravasti. Sravasti. Actually, the term Sravasti is mentioned in many religious like early texts of Buddhist, Jains, and then Hindus, and even Sravasti is also one of the birthplace of a Jain master, Parshavanatha, like former friend. Yeah, his birthplace in Sravasti. So there's a archaeological site too. But it's very interesting because whenever we read about Sravasti, and many of the suttas, right, Bhante, and many of the sutras given there in the Sravati, it used to be a very populated city, but right now it's underdeveloped, like little bit of population, underdeveloped, very abundant kind of area. And it's really taught me a good lesson of impermanence. Because when you read these texts, we learn about all these, business people, caravans moving here and there, and with this meeting all different kinds of people, but right now, and there are people, but very poor area. So we went to the archaeological site of the place in Savatthi. There's one important place called Jetavana, Jeta's Grove. Whenever you read the suttas, I think most number of suttas are given in that place because in 45 years of the Buddha's career as a teacher, 20 rainy retreats he spent in that monastery, because it was like a center of meeting. Many high roads are connecting to Savatthi. So therefore, many of the sutras were given there. So I went there. So in that monastery, it's very peaceful place, and you have one nice a brick structure, or what we call perfume chamber. Perfume chamber. That's called Gandha Kuti. That's a standard name for the kuti, or the hut, hermitage of the Buddha. The Buddha's private hut. It's called perfume chamber. So that is really something to see. It's only then a brick structure. So
Wait, it's still there?
yeah. I mean,
Is-
the archaeologists, but of course, later for many centuries, it became like a monastery.
Mhm.
But I have read in other places, what the monks did actually when they, if even after Buddha passing away, and the chamber, the place that Buddha lived, they kept it empty. And then monks lived in all other places, but they nobody occupied the Buddha's chamber, so they kept it empty, and they have the statue of the Buddha, so they kept it like as if Buddha is alive. So in many key monasteries in India, you have this Gandha Kuti, perfume chamber. Yeah, and I read in one article, Bhante, in inscriptions, when some offerings are made to the monastery, and the offerings are distributed among the resident monks, but you also have to have a portion to the Buddha's chamber. There are rules about who will get that portion later, because Buddha is not there, right? So first you have to offer that to that chamber, and there are rules about who has the right to get that part of the offerings in the inscriptions. Yeah. Anyway, so we still have that brick structure. May not be
But
from the
not
time of the
mentioned,
Buddha.
yeah.
May not be from the time of the Buddha, because we are talking about like
Yeah,
many
well,
centuries of history. But during the King Ashoka period, and there's also the kings about many of the brick buildings. We are told by the guide and archaeologists belong to 5th, 6th centuries. Where like common era, where there was a big royal patronage to those monasteries, and some royal kings and some rich merchants sponsored building those monasteries. So it is not really at the time of the Buddha, because I also learned from the archaeologists that during the time of the Buddha, most of the buildings were made from timber. I told you I went to Buddha's palace. I mean, there is Prince Siddhartha palace. So they told us there are 3 layers of the structure. On the top is a brick structure that belongs to 8th century. Underneath there's a mud structure that belongs to 3rd century BCE, King Ashoka period. And 3.5 meters down, they find the timber structure. I mean, all the pieces of timber. They believe that could belong to, like, this is 6th century BCE. So most of the buildings during that time may be built by timber, not really by bricks. But that was a big brick structure.
I heard his kuti was made out of was it sandalwood.
That's why I call it a perfume chamber.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah,
okay.
it's
Doesn't
a
smell
yeah,
very nice.
yeah. And so anyway, and then that's a big one, and then in front of that there's a big hall, and where people gather, maybe monks gather, like more like a meeting place. And then throughout that whole complex, we have a small, like small kutis, small huts, like smaller than the Buddha's chamber. And so they were saying that this is where Venerable Sariputta lived. This is where Venerable Mughal and all the key disciples, they were. So sometimes they and even there's a kuti called Angulimala. Remember the Angulimala? Yeah. Who like used to be a bad guy and became a monk and saint. So there was the kuti for him too. But
That guy was before he before he became monk.
Yeah, before he became monk. And in that place, there was also very, very ancient Bodhi tree. It was not the Bodhi tree under which Buddha became enlightened, but later planted tree. In the absence of the Buddha, they used the Bodhi tree to represent Buddha. It was such a very, very old tree. You can see that. So under that Bodhi tree, we sat down and we chanted and meditated. And actually, when I was there, I was just telling, somewhere here in this ground, Buddha should have given so many teachings because there are like more than thousands of sutras, discussions given by the Buddha. So should be around there, yeah, in that area. And then I think I also remembered, his own timetable. Buddha has his own timetable. Like because he really organized his day. Let you know what's the timetable of the Buddha. Yeah, he organized his day. He actually divided his day into 5 sections. And we start from the morning. It's called Perabatkis, right? But yeah, maybe Buddha had 1 meal a day, that is lunch, so midday meal. So it is called the before meal session. You can call it morning session. So I mean, literally means before meal session. So it's from 4 o'clock in the morning to about 10 o'clock, around that time. So there are specific things that he will do at that time, and he will first, according to description in the text, he will survey that who will need my help today, and who is ready to listen today. He will do that kind of exam, like a survey, that today which direction I should go and travel. Who will be ready and who may need help. So that is why he met so many, like even the Angulimala, that the person who killed so many people. So one day when he was surveying, he felt that there's this bandit, and he has the potential, to change. And so then that day he went to that direction. In the same way, there was one incident. Actually, there's one orphan child who was left, alone in the cemetery. Yes, stepfather. So one day he, felt about that little child, and he went to that direction. So every morning he will do that kind of survey, and who would who to whom I should serve today. So then, and then based on that, he will travel to that direction, and meanwhile he will carry his bowl, and around the lunchtime he will go for his alms round, begging the food, collecting. So then he will have his meal. That is the morning session. And then there's an afternoon session, and he will come to the monastery that he's living. In the afternoon session, he will instruct monks in the first 2 hours, because afternoon session is from 10 to, that's the evening session, night session. About 10 to 3 p.m. I mean, that's we are talking about the current time. There's no clock, I mean, not the current clock. Yeah, and they have a different, system actually. They have, according to early calculation, there are 33 hours a day. Right now, we are going by 24 hours, right? So there were 33 hours those days. They have a different calculation. But anyway, I'm just using the current, calculation. So it's the afternoon session, and then actually there was a time that Buddha spent in seclusion. In every afternoon, he has his time for himself. It's a very important concept because although he was going around and serving, but he has a time for himself that he will stay alone, and even other monks will not disturb him around that time. And then he will come. In the afternoon, there are 2 sessions. One is his instruction to monks and nuns, and then he will go to that hall like a gathering place, that towards evening time, and that many people will come. Like that's for the common people, so anyone can come. So it looks like every day Buddha had a sermon teaching every day. So that is afternoon session. Seclusion, instruction for monks, and then common teaching to public. And then he has an evening session. Yeah, we can think about like probably about from 6 o'clock to like 9, 10 around that time, and that is exclusively for monks and nuns to revisit their meditation experience and clarify their doubts that evening time. Yeah. And then after 10 o'clock until about 1 o'clock, he has time. Nobody is visiting him. It says that that is the time that he will communicate with other beings, celestial beings, whatever the beings of the other realms. Anyway, so by 10 o'clock, the session with people is done. So he's by himself. So he may communicate with other beings. And then from 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock is the time that he's. But it says that he didn't sleep throughout. He do a walking meditation whole 1 hour from 1 to 2 because he has maybe he needs maybe sitting for teaching. So he's working in the morning, but also that hour he will do in front of that perfume chamber. He will do the walking meditation. And then from 2 to 4, around that, according to modern calculation, only about 2 hours is the time that he will mindfully sleep. um, so you'll wonder. So usually we say that Buddha only slept 2 hours. It may be not applicable to us because the reason is that because for us, although we sleep maybe 6, 7, 8 hours, even though we are sleeping, we are not fully resting. We have our brain is still and that is reason that we have dreams. One reason our dream is our brain is still active, try to process those information. But for the Buddha and for other enlightened beings, sleep means sleep. So although we sleep 6, 7 hours per day, if you really if you really measure the deep sleep, less than 2 hours. And now you have instrument to you have equipment to measure your sleep right now. Right? I mean, we are that but you got tidbits, whatever. And you can measure, like a deep sleep. What is the length of this? Most. I mean, so for Buddha, he will lie down on the lion's posture. We call lion's posture. He will lie down to the right side. That's how he slept. And then making the determination. I mean, he make a resolution to wake up at a specific time. 4 o'clock. That's more like alarm clock. We can all do that too. We train our children to do that, right, Bandi? In our Sunday Zoom meditation for our children, when they start their school session, we taught them that technique, to like before they go to sleep, take few breaths and make their mind quite calm and peaceful and make a determination. I will wake up at 6 o'clock, and tell oneself, few times that. And then they told us, some wake up 5 minutes before 6, 5 minutes after 6. And you can experiment and try this. And you can say, I'm going to wake up at 6:10. You will wake up, but not sure whether you will get up. Because yeah.
If he doesn't get his deep sleep, does that interrupt his day?
Say again?
If he doesn't get his deep sleep, too,
Yeah.
does that interrupt his day?
It will, but there was no report about not getting sleep, because he can really sleep. Actually, there was one incident. During this cold season, one day he was outside, sleeping under in the open space in the very cold season. One person saw the Buddha and came and asked him, did you sleep here last night? And this very cold, and your robe is not that sick, it's not comfortable, did you sleep well? And Buddha said that, I am the one, what is it, Bhante? I am one of the people who sleep, who can sleep best. I, I mean, I,
Sleepers.
yeah, but so yeah, we can say. And Buddha said, I am one of the best sleepers in the world. And he said that,
Or if nobody bothers him that afternoon.
No, that's very short seclusion. I mean, it doesn't mean that he sleep, but he just need quiet time. That's a short period of time. Yeah. But then he'll come back and teach. But the real sleep happens in the night, like late morning, night time. But anyway, so that was his timetable. So he actually had that routine, and he that is how he trained so many people, and they will establish a community of followers that will still continue today. So because he spent his 45 years after becoming the Buddha in a very effective manner by following this routine. It's a very important inspiration for us, to have more like some routine, some planning of the day. Anyway, so I think still, I have to. So I was in, we call Jetas Grove and, Anatha Pindika's monastery. Yeah, so it was a very touching experience. I didn't feel like leaving that place, because that's where, Buddha might have, travel and, in any piece of earth, at that place, because he lived 20 plus years, there. So such a nice place. I'm so glad that those places are preserved, in India. And actually, many of them were actually were like they started like preserved, during the British colonial period. Yeah. But anyway, so that was that place, and then from there, we went to a place called Rajgir. There's another monastery. Actually, first resident place offered to Buddha is a bamboo grove. Bamboo Grove, the King Bimbisara, and he offered to the Buddha Bamboo Grove. That was his first residence, and so they discovered, that area. So and now actually they are replanting bamboos. Yeah, but it's still, that is over there now, Bamboo Grove. And then we went to a nice peak, a nice. There are mountains. Actually, the Rajagir is a very interesting, a landscape. Even in the sutras, Buddha mentioned about 5 different mountains, and so I remember them when the guide is explaining, and he's giving, this is Vebhar, this is Pandav. I remember, oh, exactly, this is what Buddha was mentioning in the sutras. The guide have no idea, but I remember. So I feel like Buddha really, should have lived around this area, because he's referring on these mountains. And because that Rajagir was and the reason that capital city was built there, because it was a natural, with these 5 mountains covered that that area, like a plateau, called plateau, right? That plain. So it's naturally covered by 5 mountains, and there's only one opening to that place. That opening is actually, as covered in, they have built a kind of wall, like like a, like with with pieces of stones. So there was a gate. So anyone who want to come, they had to come through that gate, so they can check and let him come in. It's a natural fortress. So these 5 mountains covered the whole area. So it's a natural. So that's why I think they built that city over there. So we went to that place called Vulture's Peak. Vulture's Peak, because when you look at that hilltop of that mountain, it's like a vulture is sitting. Like there's a piece of rock, like going like this. It's almost like a shape of a vulture. So it's called Vulture's Peak. Vulture's Peak, and there are many important teachings were given by the Buddha in that place. So we went there. You can see the whole area from there. So we meditated. How the breeze is coming and moving. Such a nice place. Okay, I think enough for today. Yes. Yeah. So it was so inspiring to go to those places. But one thing I realized that actually uh, not many people in India remember those places. I mean, they are archaeological sites, but mostly pilgrims know about it. But local people, they just sell things, and then for them it's like a tourist place. And because India lost Buddhism, in 12th century, and after that there's not. I mean, there are not many Buddhist followings. Of course, there are some revivals later, but um, Buddhism was a very strong tradition. But around 12th century, Buddhism is gone from India until the 19th, 20th century. No Buddhist. So many of these sites were abandoned, and then during the colonial period, they rediscovered, and now the government of India is protecting them and preserving them. So therefore, the local people have no clue, and they know this is some important place, but many of them are not very familiar with Buddhist literature. But other Buddhist countries, and I mean, so many people from Thailand, from Myanmar, from Taiwan, Japan and Korea, and all this crowded by all these pilgrims from different places. Vietnam, yeah. Oh, sorry, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Many Vietnamese too, yeah. And from Sri Lanka. So I met, about 5 pilgrim groups from Sri Lanka.
Bhante, do they know where the resting body of the Buddha is? Like where?
Yeah, I went to a place where Buddha passed away, and I also went to a place where Buddha was cremated. He was cremated. Yeah, there's one stupa where he was cremated. It's maybe I share with you that story later. Actually, his body was cremated, and then his pieces of remains, physical remains, were distributed. Because that time when many it was a collection of few kingdoms, and all want pieces, remains of the Buddha. So there was one person who divided these pieces into 8 and distributed to 8 kingdoms. Yeah. And they deposited in the stupas, but later they were again taken back and distributed further. So he was cremated and his relics were distributed. Yeah. So he's all over now. Okay, so we can move to the other part of the program. Okay, it is time to share the merits, the good karma we generated here with all of others. By doing this practice together and spending our mind in a very, very wholesome manner for a few hours, we have generated so much good energy, good merits, good karma, and it is time for us to share this good merits with our departed relatives, our ancestors, our departed family members. Recall them to your mind and be grateful to them and share this goodness with them too. May all of them share these merits, be well, happy, and peaceful. Idang me ñātinang hotu sukita huntu ñātayo. Idang me ñātinang hotu sukita huntu ñātayo. Idang me ñātinang hotu sukita huntu ñātayo. Let us also share these merits with all other living beings. If there's any being in this world who would like to share this merit, may he or she do so. May all living beings share our merits. May all living beings be well, happy, and peaceful. Ettavata ca amhi sambadang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu Sambha sampatti siddhiya Sabbe satta anumodantu Sabba sampatti siddhiya. Wish for the well-being of the world in English. May the weather be pleasing. May the people prosper in their lives. May there be peace and happiness in the world. May the rulers be righteous. May all those who are suffering be free from suffering. May all those who are in fear be free from fear. May all those who are in grief be free from grief. May all beings be well and happy. Aspiration. May this wholesome act quicken the liberation of my mind from mental defilements. By virtue of this wholesome act, may I never follow the unwise people. May I associate with good people until I attain Nibbana. Purification. If by body, speech, or mind I have carelessly done wrong, I acknowledge them all in front of the Tathagata of great wisdom and determine to be. Now, today we will do our blessing chant, and especially today we want to extend our blessings to Bhante Kamalsri, and especially since his birthday, we want to think about his parents and his father. We especially want to wish him good health and healing, and also to his mother good health, blessings. So thinking about them and thinking about Bhante, we will chant. We also want to extend blessings to all of you, and including Thang, and and may all of you receive these blessings. And you can also recall to your mind whoever you want to share these blessings with, a family member, a friend, and keep them in your mind and share these blessings with them too. May all of you receive these blessings. May all of you be well, happy, and peaceful. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Karaniya manta kusalena yantang santang padang abhisamicca sakko jocha sojocha suvacho chasansamutu anatimani santosansakocha subharocha ampagitchocha sallavukavunti samtindriyocha nipakocha ampagam kulesu ananugindo nacha kodang samachare kinchena vinyu pare upavadeyam sukino vakemino hontu sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitanta eke cipan bhutanti tasavata varava anavasesa digavaye mahantava majjimaras kanukatuladittavaye verandittaye dure vasanti avidure bhutava sambhavesi va sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitantana paro parang nikumbete nati mangit kanta cinang kanci vyarosana patika samyananya manyassadukam mata yatha niyam kuntam ayusa eka බුද්ධමනුරක්ඛේ එවම්පි සම්බ භූතේසු මාන සංභාවයේ අපරිමාණං මෙත්තං ච සම්බ ලෝකස්මින් මාන සංභාවයේ අපරිමාණං උත්තං අතෝ ච තිරියං ච අසංවාදං අවීරං අසපත්තං තිත්තං චරං නිසින්නෝ වාසයානෝ යාව තස්ස විගත මින්දෝ ඒතං සතින් අදිත්‍රිය බ්‍රහ්මමේතං විහාරං විදමාහෝ දිට්ඨිං ච අනුපගම්ම සීලවා දස්සනේන සම්පන්නෝ කාමේසු විනය්‍යකේ නහි ජාතු ගම්බසෙයං පුනරේති සොත්තිතේ හෝතු සම්බදා ඒතේන සච්ච වජ්ජේන සම්බ රෝගෝ විනස්සතු ඒතේන සච්ච වජ්ජේන හෝතු තේ ජය මංගලං සබ්බීතියෝ විවජ්ජන්තු සම්බ රෝගෝ විනස්සතු මාතේ භවත්තන්තරායෝ සුඛී දීඝායුකෝ භවතු සම්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සම්බ දේවතා සම්බ බුද්ධානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ භවතු සම්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සම්බ දේවතා සම්බ ධම්මානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ භවතු සම්බ මංගලං රක්ඛන්තු සම්බ දේවතා සම්බ සංඝානුභාවේන සදා සොත්ති භවන්තු තේ. Let us spend a moment of reflection. Try to recall to your mind whatever kind deed that you were able to do during your past few days. Any moment that you were able to be kind to someone. Recall an actual moment. Let us rejoice these opportunities to be kind. On this day or in the past, if I have done kind deeds to other beings, with my body, speech, or mind, whether great or little, here before the Buddha, I call to mind those kind deeds and let my heart rejoice. I rejoice in those kind deeds, appreciating the opportunity to be helpful to others. I rejoice in those kind deeds, wishing more opportunities to practice compassion. I rejoice in those kind deeds, resolving not to compare myself with others. I rejoice in those kind deeds and gladly share this joy with all beings everywhere. May my kind deeds relieve the burdens of other beings. May my kind deeds shield me from all dangers and pain. May my kind deeds and merits that come from them help me in freeing my heart. Let us now recall to our mind whatever kindness we receive from others. Think about your past few days and recall an incident where someone was kind to you, someone was generous to you. or you heard or saw a kind deed of someone. Let us rejoice the goodness of others. On this day or in the past, if I have seen or heard of the kind deeds done by others, with their body, speech, or mind, whether great or little, here before the Buddha, I call to mind those kind deeds, and let my heart rejoice. I rejoice in the goodness of others, being always ready to praise kind people and follow their example. I rejoice in the goodness of others, appreciating that there are many good-hearted people in the world. I rejoice in the goodness of others, expressing gratitude for any kindness done. May the kind deeds of others bring safety and happiness to many living beings. May the kind deeds of others foster gratitude and fellowship among many living beings. May the kind deeds of others nurture goodness in me and many living beings. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, thank you very much. I have a special announcement. This Sunday, it's a big day because it's our Christmas gathering. You know the special about this gathering because this is the only Sunday that you don't have to bring any food because we are going to cook for you. That's the only chance in the year because usually you bring, people bring food to us, and but only in Christmas we take the opportunity to cook for you. So Bante, I think we all go together and finalize our menu yesterday, and now we are preparing. Yeah, so we really hope that you will come and eat, right, Bante? Yeah. So please sign up. Anyway, we are preparing for a lot of people, right? So if you sign up in our website, we know the number. So it is Sunday. So bring your family also, friends also. So you get to taste the monks cooking. Nanda, do you want to tell the menu to excite them or
it will be in secret.
Oh, secret. Okay,
Yeah, but one hint was maybe less spicy, not too much spicy. You can enjoy. I think you have tried earlier many times, right?
Yeah, yeah. We have one special milk rice also. Okay. So please plan to come on Sunday. That's 11 o'clock.
And the duty free.
Huh? Yeah, duty free too. And so there'll be a talk also, and then meditation practice after that. And then, and one more thing, actually, I have to tell you that, I'm traveling again. Because usually, I'm usually traveling from, January to end of March. That's the time I spend time in Sri Lanka, my monastery, helping in Sri Lanka and visiting Malaysia and Singapore for teachings. But this time I'm coming early. I'm coming early, so therefore I'm leaving early. So next week I'll be going to Malaysia and Singapore, and then I'll be back for a brief feed, but then I'll be in Sri Lanka until end of beginning of March. Then I'll be here after that. But so I will try to join whenever I can. But I'm quite confident that we have able monks over here. And today one monk already got more younger today, right? So they will take care of everything. Take care of you, and please take care of them too.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Find out what they need. Yeah. So with that, thank you everyone. Thank you everyone who joined us over YouTube. Really appreciate your participation, and we look forward to see you again. You can see the Christmas, Buddha tree and the Christmas tree. We have 2 trees. So if you want to see closer, please come on Sunday. Yeah. Okay. Thank you everyone.